Good evening, YouTube. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday evening. It's nearly the weekend, which is all good. It's nearly football day. Monday for us, obviously, it got nudged back from Saturday evening kickoff to a Monday night kickoff. I will be doing a watch along, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. And I am jetting off to Mallorca next Thursday, and we are playing Vitoria next Thursday. So go follow Lee Gunner 82 on Instagram and you'll be informed as to whether I'm doing a watch along for that, because I actually land the day that we play Vitoria. So depending on how good the Wi-Fi signal is, depends on whether I'll be doing a watch along with Chig. So go check him out as well. His link's in the description. But let's talk about Mesut Ozil. He's done an interview with David Ornstein. I've got the interview up on my phone. He spoke to Ornstein about a number of things, actually. We're going to go through that. He said, let's start off with the fact that he confirmed he is not leaving Arsenal. Let's start off with that. I have a contract until 2021 and I will be staying until then. Well, that's not entirely up to you, Mr. Ozil. That is up to the club and yourself. And if the club want you gone, you're gone. It's as simple as that. When I signed the new deal, I thought about it very carefully and said it was one of the most important decisions of my footballing career. I didn't want to stay for just 1 or 2 more years. I wanted to commit my future to Arsenal, and the club wanted me to do the same. Well, the club have changed a hell of a lot since you signed that new deal. The people who gave you the new deal are no longer at the club. So whilst you had good intentions at the time, and so did the club, I'm sure, it's a new Arsenal now. So it then goes, you can go through difficult times like this, but there's no reason to run away. I am not going to. I am here until at least 2021. Like I said, that is not your decision, mate. And his PR is absolutely amazing, to be fair. Best PR game in world football. Nobody's got a better PR team than Mesut Ozil. He then went on to speak about the carjacking incident, which, to be honest with you, was bang out of order. And fair play to say Kolasinac, because he started boxing man up in crash helmets and all sorts. You know what I'm saying? And people, and this is where I will go against people that say Ozil bottled it and he drove off and this and that. Listen, he had his wife in the car. He had Kolasinac's wife in the car, and Kolasinac told him straight, "Listen, bounce, bruv, get out of here, do one." Yeah, and I would always back him on that, because let's be real, if I was in that situation or you guys were in that situation, I'm sure you would have all left as well. You know, regardless of whether your mate's standing there, you still would have drove your wife down the road and maybe come back or something. I don't know. But when you've got a mate like Kolasinac, who's built like a brick S-house, then you know he can look after himself, and he fully started boxing people up. But he was asked about the carjacking incident. Let's go on to that. He said, "We noticed that they had a weapon. Something was going wrong. They told Said Kolasinac, 'Give us your watch.' Said's reaction was really, really brave, and he attacked one of the attackers. The second one was in front of my car on his moped, and I couldn't drive. We were newlywed, and we were scared about my wife. I was scared about Said, and I was thinking about myself. I was worried they were going to open my wife's door, and they tried, so I reached across to keep it closed." He then continues on. "I drove a little bit forwards and backwards to try and get the moped away. I told Said, jump in, and thankfully he did. The second guy tried again to get in. Said closed the door, and I made a U-turn. There was a construction site nearby with bricks and stones that they were throwing at us." Listen, that must have been some scary stuff that happened to him, man. Like, listen, I don't rate him as a footballer. Yeah, but when it comes up to stuff like that, nah, seriously, yeah. At the end of the day, you've got your missus in the car. You do whatever you can to protect your missus. As simple as that. So yeah, for me, I think that that kind of thing, yeah, football goes out the window. Yeah, he's a human being, and if he's got his missus in the car, they've just got married recently. Kolasinac's missus is in the car. Kolasinac's outside boxing people up. It must be a scary situation, especially when you don't know what they're capable of, when they're covered with crash helmets and stuff like that. So yeah, listen, I ain't ever going to mug him off for what he did. He drove off, and fair play to him. I would have done exactly the same. As for his footballing ability, that's not been seen for a long time. And he says that he's staying until 2021. That remains to be seen. Like I said, he was given an obscene contract that he weren't worth. We finished fifth and sixth. And then he was given a contract on 200 grand plus pay rise every single week for failure. That's how I see it. He failed, yet here you go, is over double what you were getting paid anyway. Now, I understand why the club done it. They done it because we'd lost Sanchez. And listen, Ozil was very clever in that. He sees Sanchez running down his contract the same as he was running down his contract. He knew Sanchez would make the first move. Sanchez made the first move. He knew the club weren't going to allow both of them to go. So they threw all the money at him. Now, yes, we can all sit there and laugh at Sanchez flopping at Man United, and now he's at Inter Milan. He's just sprained his ankle, so he's out for a few weeks. But let's be real. He's been here 6 years. What has he done in 6 years? And the only reason I think I get why people fanboy on him. I do get that. Listen, we hadn't won anything for a long, long time before he rocks up, and then all of a sudden he rocks up, and we win 3 FA Cups in 5 years or whatever it was. Yeah, what impact did he have on them 3 FA Cups? Yes, he was fantastic against Chelsea in 2017. I was at that final. He was superb. The whole team shocked me. I did not expect that. They were record-breaking champions. I didn't expect us to play him off the park like we did. And he was a big part of that. Other than that, in the lead up to any final or the final, what did he actually contribute? Can somebody tell me how many goals he got? Can somebody tell me how many assists he got in them 3 cup wins? Because I say he's saying, I don't know the exact stats because I can't be bothered to go and check them. But he didn't do a great deal. Santi Cazorla, Olivier Giroud, Aaron Ramsey, all done more than him. Even Per Mertesacker. Per Mertesacker was man of the match in the final against Chelsea, and that was his first game of the season. Yeah, he put a better performance in that final than Ozil did in any single game in any of them 3 cup runs. And I can see people in the chat, Joe saying one of them, FA Cup means nothing. Well, it does to me. The FA Cup does mean something to me because I grew up as the FA Cup was a massive thing. It was a family thing. It was a whole day, the road to Wembley. Nowadays, Premier League, Champions League, BT Sports, Sky Sports, they've killed the FA Cup, man. They've killed it. And the fact that all these fixtures get rescheduled, like ours, I read out on my stream earlier. Anyone who ain't watched it, go and check it out. I read out on my stream, 8 of our fixtures have been rescheduled. 8 through December and January. 8 have been rescheduled because of TV. Yeah, this didn't happen back in the day. The FA Cup was a massive, massive competition back in the day. And I'll never, ever, ever forget watching the FA Cup. The road to Wembley, it was 8 a.m. all the way through till kickoff at 3 p.m. Not 5 p.m., 3 p.m. It was a 3 p.m. kickoff. And I'll never forget being at Wembley when we've won it. You know, I've been to a couple of cup finals. I've been to one in Cardiff. I've also been to the one where we lost in Cardiff when it was the Michael Owen Cup final. I was at that final. I actually cried that day as well. I was proper upsetting, man. We should have won that. Thank you, J. Rob, for your kind donation. Good luck with the move. Thank you. Yeah, I am proper excited, man. I can't even lie. But yeah, listen, the FA Cup to me will always be a massive competition. It's always something that I've grown up on. But obviously, as times move on, money comes into the game. TV plays the biggest part in the game now. The FA Cup has died. But like I said, what did Mesut Ozil actually do apart from turn up? Just because Mesut Ozil turned up doesn't mean we suddenly won 3 FA Cups. But I do get why people rate him. I do get why people fanboy on him. But for me, the club is the star, as Kenny Ken says all the time. The club is the star, not Mesut Ozil. Mesut Ozil is a star, but the club is a bigger star. Yeah, and he is just a paid employee of the club. You know, I've had the opportunity to go and talk to him and go and stand in front of him and take a picture with him. I declined that offer because I ain't interested. You know, I don't want to go and sit in front of him. Do you know what? I kind of regret that in a way because the amount of fanboys that hate on me because I've got an agenda, it would be funny to just go, yeah, there's a selfie of me and him. Yeah, because they'll never meet him. But at the same time, why would I do that? I'm not a hypocrite, you know. I ain't going to sit here and slag the geezer off and then go and beg for a selfie. That ain't me. I'm not like that. So So yeah, I don't understand why this guy is so hyped. I do get why people fanboy on him. I do get that, but I don't get why he's so hyped. The fact that he's coming out with, I'm staying until 2021. Well, he's chatting absolute rubbish because that ain't in his hands. If the club say to him, boy, you ain't playing anymore, we're going to sell you, you're going. It's as simple as that. I remember back in the day, I think it was David Rocastle. There we go. I got there in the end. David Rocastle, you are the stars. You are the star, Lee. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for your donation. Thank you. Also, can you post me a fridge magnet? Says Unique 7. Bruv, I love your comments in my chat, bruv. You absolutely crack me up. So does Chris, man. You and Chris have me in stitches. Sergio, 2005 FA Cup final versus United. That was the deadest final, man. We were so lucky to win that. That was actually Patrick Vieira's last game as well, and he scored the winner from the penalty spot. But thank you all of you for your kind donations. I will come back to some comments and questions in a minute. But yeah, I remember watching an interview that George Graham done. No, sorry, it was the Rocky Rocastle and Ian Wright. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but it was on BT Sport. It was a little documentary that they done. It was Wrighty talking about Rocky. And Rocky was a sick player, man. Unbelievable. So underrated and so underappreciated still to this day at Arsenal. You know, 7th minute on the anniversary of his death or his birthday and stuff like that. You get people telling you sit down. And they don't get it. You stand up and sing his song on the 7th minute. They don't get it. They genuinely don't get it. And that winds me up because, like, you know, I don't know everything about the club, but I always try and educate myself on something every day about the club, something I didn't know. And the amount of people, another example, right? Let me tell you this, right? The reason I brought that up is because George Graham told Rocky Rocastle, we're selling you to Leeds United. Rocky sat in his car and cried. He sat in George Graham's car and cried that he was being sold from his boyhood club. The club he'd grown up on the manor. Yeah, that was his team. Right, he was at the club. Right, he'd just signed for the club. He'd not been there that long. And they were playing together. And he'd gone. See ya. Bye. Bye-bye. And he actually sat in the car and cried. How many of them players would cry now if they were told they were being sold? But at the same time, that was down to the club saying, we've accepted a bid from Leeds United. You ain't got no say in this matter. You're gone. Yeah. And I think that, you know, at the end of the day, that is how it should be. The club is the club is the business. The club is the star. The club is bigger than anybody, you know. Yes, I rate certain players, but I don't sit here and fanboy over him. If Mesut Ozil plays well, I always come out and say he plays well. You know, you go and check any of the AFTV interviews, just type in Lee Gunner, AFTV, Ozil. It'll come up with loads of titles where I've said he played well today. Yeah, but people always dig out the negative, right? And the fact is, people are now sitting here saying, oh, but he should be at least in the squad. Well, that says all we need to know. If he should only be in the squad, then he ain't good enough and he's surplus to requirements. So is his wages, and go and spend it on 2 proper players that are required right now, that we do need and can make us better. Listen, 500 people nearly watching this live, only 65 likes. You lot are slacking on a Thursday. So do drive the likes out up. I will be back tomorrow as usual. 2 streams again tomorrow. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Certified MB says, why do Arsenal fans act like Ozil is KDB? It's because they've got some weird fetish that he's still going to be great, mate, from like 2013. Listen, I was jumping for joy when we signed him. Yeah, there was no one on this planet happier than me when we signed Mesut Ozil. But to even put him in the same bracket as Kevin De Bruyne, nah, man. Kevin De Bruyne's best midfielder in the world. Light years ahead, literally light years ahead of him. And it's kind of sad because we know that when Ozil plays, and he does play, he's a brilliant player. We see that once a season, twice a season. We see it for 45 minutes against Leicester. Fantastic in the second half. Other games, not so great. And I've said this many, many times, right? I think that Unai Emery's cut-off point with him was that Europa League final where he just slumped off the pitch, couldn't care less. It was like we were 3-1 up, not 3-0 down. So, yeah, I think that's the end of that for him. And he ain't got no say whether he stays. He can sit there and push out his PR game and get all of his fangirls on board. Yeah, and they can all sit there and hate on Emery because he's not being played. Fact and reality is the club decide who stays and who goes. He will be gone by next summer. And do you know what? Bye-bye. Thank you. Thanks for the memories. It's time to say goodbye. Anyway, let's do 5 minutes worth of questions. I'm going to wrap this up in about 5 to 7 minutes, and I will be back tomorrow. At Real Madrid, he was the best number 10 in the world. Facts, not even a fanboy. Well, he was the best number 10 in the world, Barak, at Real Madrid, but that was 6, 7 years ago. He's not been the best number 10 in the world since he came to Arsenal. So I think that's also facts. 19 assists in a season. That's about what he banged in a season. He did. And people can always sit there, right, and blame Olivier Giroud. Oh, Giroud this, Giroud that. Yeah, the fact is, right, yeah, he did get 19 assists. Yeah, Giroud did not score a goal for 3 months, 4 months, whatever it was. How many goals did Ozil score in that 3 months or 4 months that Giroud didn't score? You know, Cesc Fabregas, give me Cesc all day long. 19 goals, 10 assists, 10 goals, 15 assists every single season. Cesc Fabregas was better than Ozil, in my opinion, for Arsenal. Yeah, overall, that's debatable. Yeah, but for Arsenal, Fabregas all day long. Santi Cazorla all day long. All day long. Lawrence Bailey says, Ozil in the Premier League, 176 games, 32 goals, 40 plus assists, wins 95, losses 35, 3 trophies. Not a bad return for a luxury player. Well, listen, go and give me Yaya Sanogo's stats, and it's also a trophy in there as well. Yeah, so stats can be misleading, bruv. Yeah, listen, he ain't been a bad player, but he ain't lived up to the hype. Yaya Sanogo has won more FA Cups than a hell of a lot of better players than him, mate. Yeah, so just because they've won a trophy, I'll give another example, right? Olivier Giroud's a World Cup winner. Messi and Ronaldo ain't. Would you take Giroud over Messi and Ronaldo? Come on. Of course you wouldn't. Yeah, trophies don't equate to how good a player is. Yeah, Bebe's won trophies at Man United. You know, so trophies don't actually equate to how good a player is. The fact and reality is this notion that Ozil's suddenly going to come in and make us a better team, for me, it's deluded. Yeah, but it is only my opinion. I respect your opinions. You all watch my show. You come back every day and watch my streams. I ain't going to sit here and fall out over it. It's a game of football. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's great to have a debate about it. Bebe is dog shit. Yeah, he is dog shit. But do you know what? There's a lot of dog shit players that have got Premier League winners medals. Yeah, Mesut Ozil ain't. Mesut Ozil's not got a Champions League winners medal. Yeah. You know, we can all come out with quotes that Ronaldo said this and Ronaldo said that, and Ronaldo was gutted when he left and Madristas were gutted. Yeah, ask them if they're gutted now, 4 Champions League trophy wins later. Funny how they've won 4 since he left, by the way. So, like I said, trophies don't make up how good a player is. Yeah, you know, Berbatov was absolutely outstanding at Tottenham. He got his move to United, he won trophies. David Ginola. I'll give you another example. How many trophies has Alan Shearer won? Yeah, that was the best striker I've ever seen in Premier League. Best striker. And if anyone beats his record, by the way, fair play to them. Yeah, fair play to them. Alan Shearer is the best striker I have ever seen in my life. Better than Thierry Henry, better than Dennis Bergkamp. He is the best out-and-out goal scorer I have ever seen in my life. What's he won? Tell me what he's won. Absolutely nothing apart from Blackburn when he won a Premier League title. So he could have gone to United and won everything. He chose to go to his boyhood club and win nothing. I respect that more. Why are you hating on Mesut? Says Vussy. I'm not hating. I'm giving an opinion. If you class it as hating, then open your mind a little bit more, bruv, because I'm just giving my opinion. Don't have to agree with it. Yeah, we have a debate if you don't agree with it. Listen, at the end of the day, my opinion on him has never changed. And I've outed this guy for about three and a half years now. Yeah, because I see it a long, long time ago. The guy's disinterested in football. He couldn't care less about football. Football's a hindrance to him. Yeah, that's how it seems. There's a lot of fanboys in it. Listen, at the end of the day, Cobster, people will fanboy on him. I fully get it. I fully get it, yeah? I'm not one of them. I will sit here and kill their stats and facts and pie charts all day long with reality, right? But at the same time, I will accept a lot of what they say. And I will accept that when he plays well, I will sit there and back that. Chig's in the building. Yeah, Chig will tell you that. When he plays well, I say he plays well. I've done umpteen videos with AFTV fan cams after games where I've said he was absolutely superb today. Yeah, Atletico Madrid at home. Go and check that that video out. Everton away, 5-2. Go and check that one out. Newcastle away, not this season, last season. Superb. Yeah, all of the titles on my fan cams with Ozil in, you'll go and see them. Yeah, 90% of them videos, I'm backing him all the way. And I'm saying he was fantastic today. But when he's crap, I will fully call him out. And if people can't accept that, well, cool. That ain't no drama. Just keep it civil. Chris P with a mad £20 donation. You know, you're mad. Thank you very much, bruv. We need to have a hookup and a drink soon. Do you think haphazard midfield setup is due to the lack of defensive options we have at the moment? Holding, Tierney, Bellerin and Chambers. Told you in the summer he'd be good. Them returning will mean more than an attacking midfield. Do you know what? The way Emery wants to play is exactly how Liverpool play with the fullbacks, the attacking fullbacks. When Tierney and Bellerin come back, I think that makes us massively better going forward. Also defensively, Tierney can defend. Bellerin not so much, but he's got a lot better. His crossing's got better. I wouldn't play Chambers at centre back. Rob Holding has to start. It's as simple as that. Tierney, Bellerin, Holding, and Louise is my back four. I think that back four has got pace, it's got power, composure, it can pass, it can run out of defence, it can drop a shoulder, it can entice people in so you can ping the long ball over to the Pepes or the Sakas. So yeah, I think that would be a massive plus. We don't need an attacking midfielder. How many attacking midfielders are in Liverpool's midfield? Milner, Wijnaldum, Henderson, Fabinho. Where's their attacking midfielder? They got four players there, yeah, that I could name. You could play any of them three, any of them four in a three in midfield. Where's the attacking midfielder that scores goals and creates? Because Henderson don't, Wijnaldum don't, and Fabinho don't. Neither does James Milner unless it's a penalty when he's deadly. Yeah, they don't need an attacking midfielder. Football's gone away from attacking midfield. So yeah, listen, I genuinely appreciate that as well. That's a lot of money, bruv. So thank you. I'm going to do a couple more comments. I'm going to get myself out of it. Thoughts on FIFA 20? Absolute bobbins. It is crap, Anthony. Yeah. One game it plays quick. Next two games it plays slow. Then you come up against Mbappe, Ronaldo. It's just a joke, mate. It is shocking. Anybody asking why I'm not on Twitter anymore is because I just had enough of it. Every day, Ozil, Wenger, Brexit, Shagfest. Can't be asked with it. Everyone's trying to rump everyone. Right? Just live life. Yeah, it's boring. You could argue that Arsenal have never been good enough for a player like Ozil. It's sad to say, but it's the truth. We can't carry him. Do you know what, right? You make a good point there as well. And thank you again, bruv. Yeah, listen, I do appreciate that, mate. 502 people watching live, so do slap a like on this video and subscribe if you're new. Whack them likes up to 150 as quick as possible. So anyone who ain't liked it, do drive the likes up, please. It does help. But you know what? I was as shocked as anyone when we got him because nobody else wanted him. And that was mad. I think Man United were the only other team in for him. And it was us and Man United. And both of us at the time were like, Man United were champions. But other than that, why didn't no one want him? You know, I don't get it. Why did Madrid let him go? You know, I've never understood why Madrid let him go. And he was probably at the time too good to come into the midfield because he was head and shoulders the best player. When you fast forward 6 years till now, he's arguably one of the worst players. Yeah, for hunger, passion, desire, determination. People tell me he's technically gifted. Man ain't even got a right foot. How's he technically gifted? You know, his left foot, all he does is just slow the play down. He don't shoot. He very rarely creates a goal anymore. It's sad how it's gone. It's sad how it's gone because, like I said, I was one of the biggest fans when he rocked up. Sadly, them days are few and far between. So anyway, evening, Gary Robinson. I hope you're good. Ilias, thank you, mate. I'm also very good. I hope you are. Haroon, evening to you. Stop hating, you mug. How about stop watching my streams if you don't like it, Edge? As simple as that. I didn't ask you to come and watch it, did I, mate? Ozil is a glorified Granit Xhaka, says Hadrian. He's better than Granit Xhaka. Even I'll admit that. Lee, your interview with Kevin Campbell was absolute fire. Anybody who ain't checked that out as well, listen, Kevin Campbell, club legend. A lot of people, that's another thing. We played Watford a few seasons ago. I stood outside the Armoury, outside the club shop here, with Kevin Campbell. The amount of Arsenal fans that walked past him and didn't have a Scooby-Doo who he was. Yeah, it's like, what's that all about? Educate yourself, man. Kevin Campbell, he's won trophies with Arsenal Football Club. People walking past him didn't have a clue who he was. But I was honoured, and he came on. He done half hour on the channel. I was absolutely gassed when he came on. So if you haven't checked it out, scroll back through the videos. It was wicked. I pretty much shut my mouth for most of it and just let him speak. But listen, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to get myself out of here. I will be back tomorrow. I will have other people coming on, Unique. Don't worry. There will be other people lined up. So yeah, I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for all the love. I will just say this as well. I'm not on Twitter anymore. So anybody who sees any accounts posing as me, pretending to be me, it's not me. I'm not coming back to Twitter. I don't want to go on Twitter. Lee Gunner 82 on Insta. That's where you can find me, and on YouTube. Go check out the gaming channel. That's in the description. Go check out Chig as well. Guna Eagle Eye. That's in the description. And Arsenal Chance. Big that channel up as well. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat. I'm going to read that because you've paid for it. Thank you, Chris. How are we going to have a beer, dude? You're moving to Spain. You could go to Rwanda, or you could. Oh, you live in Enfield. Hey, listen, my boy Paul lives in Enfield, and I'll be coming over there at some point. So yeah, maybe all three of us will have a meet up. So yeah, definitely, man. I'll fly to Stansted and we'll have a meet up. 100%, bruv. Look at Edge getting all hype. We'll stick you on the naughty step, bruv. You can go on timeout like I stick my daughter on timeout. But yeah, Chris, we'll definitely have a meet up, bruv. Anyway, I'm out of here. Thanks for all the love. Don't forget to like the stream. Thanks to everyone in the chat, and I'll be back tomorrow. Laters, peeps.